Every morning, the alarm rings. And every morning, you hit snooze again. You whisper to yourself, just 5 more minutes. But those 5 minutes turn into 10. And those 10 minutes slowly eat away your time, your energy, your dreams. You plan to go to the gym, but you don't. You promise yourself to study, but Netflix wins. You dream of success, but when it's time to act, your body says, not today. Inside you, 2 voices are always fighting. One says, you can do it. The other whispers, relax, you can do it tomorrow. And slowly, that second voice takes control. You begin to doubt yourself. You start believing that maybe you're not made for great things. You scroll through stories of success, wishing you had their focus, their discipline, their life. But deep down, you know the truth. It isn't luck that separates you from them. It's force. They force themselves when they don't feel like it. They push when it hurts. They move when others rest. And that is what this story is about. A story of someone who forced themselves when the world told them to stop. A person who turned pain into power. His name was Rahan, a simple boy from a small town. He wasn't smart. He wasn't gifted. But he carried dreams far too big for the world around him. Every night, he would climb to the rooftop, look up at the stars, and whisper, one day, I'll make it out of here. But every morning, that dream disappeared under the weight of reality. He worked in a mechanic's shop, grease on his hands, dust on his face, and a heart slowly sinking under routine. By the time he got home, his body was tired, his mind empty. He'd say to himself, maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. One evening, as he was closing the shop, he saw an old man sitting by the road, eyes closed, breathing slowly. Rahan offered him water. The old man smiled faintly and said, thank you, son. You work hard. Rahan nodded. I do, he said, but I feel stuck. The old man chuckled softly. You're not stuck because of the world, he said. You're stuck because you never force yourself to move when it's hard. Rahan frowned. Force myself? The man nodded. Yes. People wait to feel ready before they act. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. You must force your body when your mind says no. That's how growth begins. That night, Rahan couldn't sleep. He kept hearing those words echoing in his head. He looked at his reflection in the mirror and whispered, from tomorrow, no more excuses. The next morning, the alarm rang at 5. His eyes begged to close. His body begged to rest. But he remembered. You whispered again. Force yourself. He got up, washed his face with cold water, opened his books. It wasn't easy. The first week felt like torture. He doubted himself every day. But he didn't stop. He kept forcing himself. A month passed. The habit began. 3 months. His body adapted. 6 months. Discipline became his comfort zone. When his friends went out for fun, he stayed home to study. When his boss asked for extra hours, he said yes, not because he loved it, but because he was training himself to do what others avoided. Years passed. The same boy who once fixed engines now built them as an engineer. People called him lucky, but he knew luck only comes after pain. And Rahan's story wasn't special. It was real. Because somewhere else, a young woman named Maya was fighting the same battle. She wasn't lazy. She was just tired. Tired of waiting for motivation to arrive. Until one morning, she whispered to herself, "Not tomorrow. Today." She got up, made bitter coffee, opened her sketchbook. Her lines were messy. Her hands shook. But she started. 1 month, it got easier. 3 months, she improved. 6 months, she succeeded. People called her lucky too. But she knew better. Luck is just consistency that never quits. Here's the truth. You will never feel ready. Feelings are unreliable. Motivation is just a spark, and sparks fade fast. You can't build a life on sparks. You need structure. You need force. Force yourself when you're scared. Force yourself when you're tired. Force yourself when no one's watching. When Muhammad Ali was tired, he trained harder. When J.K. Rowling was rejected, she wrote more. When Elon Musk failed, he started again. They didn't feel ready. They forced readiness. And that's why the world remembers them. So tomorrow, when your mind says, "I can't," whisper back, "I'll do it anyway." When your body says, "I'm tired," say, "Good." That means I'm growing. And when the world says, "It's impossible," smile and say, "Watch me." Because success is not about luck. It's not about talent. And it's not about timing. It's about the quiet moments when you force yourself to keep going, even when nobody sees. One day, you'll look back and realize the hardest mornings built your strongest days. The heaviest moments gave you the deepest strength. And every time you forced yourself, you became someone your old self could never imagine. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Start forcing. Because discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. And the day you understand that, you'll stop asking for motivation and start creating miracles. Dreaming is the start. Forcing is the bridge. Walk across it. And remember, dreams aren't built tomorrow. They start today.